Hey everyone, it's Connor here from Durham Hearing Specialists. I hope you're doing well, and welcome back to another very interesting ear infection. This is suppurative otitis media again. Suppurative implying a relationship with pus, which is Latin from supero or superare, so meaning pus. To be fair, there's not a huge amount of pus in this ear, but typically when you talk to an ear guys, if you use the word suppurative otitis media, that tends to imply a perforation of the eardrum. And you can see back there is a nice big meaty hole in the eardrum. There's actually quite a lot of mucosal discharge that's spilt through the perf, and that's why you'll see as we move through the video that all this discharge and liquid and stuff kind of has almost like a kind of snotty quality to it, like a mucousy quality. And again, that's common with suppurative otitis media. And the reason for that is the skin of the ear canal is the skin, you're all very familiar with it. It's dermis, epidermis, it's like normal skin. There are a few glands in the ear canal, one of those glands being special, unique to the ear, ceruminous glands. But it's skin. And then beyond the eardrum, into the middle ear cavity inside your head, that cavity is lined with a mucosa lining, which is the same special lining that, well, there are various places in the body that you get mucosa lining, but it's the same kind of lining that's in your nasal cavity. And that lining has special goblet cells in amongst the regular skin cells, and those goblet cells produce mucins, and that's kind of what we're seeing here. We're seeing this mucousy discharge because there's a perf in the eardrum. You can clearly see it there. And that's what all this kind of shiny discharge is. So, eardrum, very inflamed. Again, vasodilation, one of the hallmarks of infection. The other hallmarks being pain, heat, swelling, dysfunction, and so on. Just cleaning up this skin here. But I wanted to upload this because it's... when you get close to the eardrum, and I'll show you a close-up shot, it actually looks quite pretty. And that's kind of a weird thing to say because it is horribly infected and stuff, but the dilation of the blood vessels and stuff is actually quite nice to look at. Just cleaning up this dead skin here. And the previous case, if you're interested in perfs and ears getting infected with perfs, the previous case of suppurative otitis media, which I uploaded, was much worse than this. The ear was in quite a state. And I'll link that down in the description box below. But this is, relatively speaking, I suppose, quite a neat infection, I guess. And this client is a hearing aid client of mine, and I've been keeping a close eye on him. And working with his general practitioner doctor, we've been able to keep his ear relatively infection-free, other than fungal growth here and there now and again. But otherwise, he's had quite a good outcome. So this is the worst that I've seen his ear. So again, we'll go nice and close to that perf. And again, you can see through the perf, and it looks to me as though the mucosa lining is also inflamed. Again, you can see all those dilated blood vessels. It looks quite pretty, I think. And this perf will not close. So he's had this for about 2 years. It's a largish perf, and it's what we call reepithelialized. So the edges of the perf, the skin, like the outside outer layer of the eardrum is joined to the mucosa lining, so it's reepithelialized. It's not going to heal anymore. So you can see that kind of gummy texture of that liquid. See how it's kind of stretching out. So that's clearly mucosal discharge, which is not, surprising given that it's infected and there's a big perf. So there we go. So we'll go back in, have a quick look, and again, this patient will need medication from the GP, general practitioner doctor. In terms of the medication that he would be given, I'm hearing different things from different doctors. So because there's a perf, there are certain medicines that are ototoxic, oto meaning ear, toxic meaning toxic, so toxic to the ear. You typically find drugs ending in mycin, for example. Those are what we call aminoglycoside antibiotics. But anything with mycin on the end of it, like gentamicin, neomycin, clarithromycin, if those were to somehow get inside the inner ear, then that would cause massive damage to the cochlea and then cause further hearing loss. So I hear from some doctors that that's bad, and I hear from other doctors that it's totally okay as long as it's like one course, 7 to 10 days, and it's fine. So if there are any doctors watching, leave your opinion in the comment section below. I'd love to read what you think about that. But there we go. There's another case of suppurative otitis media. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section below, and I will try my very best to get back to you. And of course, I will see you guys on the next video.